that he did. And I feel like 99% of the time, most actors wouldn't do that. Like if this was Michael Madsen or Tom Sizemore, like they're good, but I don't think they would have cared that much about this character. And correct me if I'm wrong.
100%.
But I do.
No.
You could tell this movie he liked Johns. He tried to like.
He doesn't feel like he's a bad guy. Exactly.
Yeah.
He is the bad guy in this movie, beyond the monsters. In the same way that Burke in Aliens was the bad guy, as opposed to the xenomorphs. Johns is the bad guy in this movie, but he's one of those bad guys that Riddick's a murderer, and I'm a merc, and I gotta take him in, because that's the law. But he also steals morphine from a dying man, so that he dies in horrible pain. And he's the one, the actor, he decided that when this guy shoots up morphine, he's going to shoot it into his eye. To me, it's the greatest anti-drug message in the history of cinema.
Yeah, watching him do that.
Dude, if I need to do drugs by shooting it right into my eye, I'm sober. I'm good. I'm not doing drugs anymore.
And you're like, this dude
off drugs.
Injects drugs into his eyes, but then he tells a story about the sweet spot, and you're like, well, he's still a bad guy. What? But that's all you need sometimes. Is like, what's interesting for me? Like, that's all I need, Norbert, is for him to say, yeah, I got something wedged in my spine. I'm not gonna tell you how I got it, but
piece of shit.
Yeah, and so you're just thinking, oh, okay, well that seems like a reason. Who knows if he would doing it regardless? Maybe he has maybe he has an old knee injury. I don't know. But at least it's a reason, right? It's not just, oh, you're just a junkie. It's good. It's good writing again.
It's his eye, though. Yeah. People are shooting heroin in between their toes in movies for centuries at this point. You know what I mean? And they have had actual centuries of human existence to deal with this. I get it. The care and tending of his nerve endings is all up to him. But, dude, your eye?
Maybe it hits quicker. Less room to travel from his toes.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that as soon as you inject what is a shotgun cartridge size amount of heroin into your eye, you're supposed to be dead, bro. And he's just like, yeah, I'm tripping balls, dude. So is he also Wolverine? Because those two,
Sabretooth,
those two have serious, just human powers. The cells, they need 5 cells, right? One cell is 35 kilos, which is 77 pounds for you Americans. And they need 5 of them. Okay? You're a workout dude,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen your immaculate 6-pack before. All right? Are you carrying 5 times 77 pounds just and running like Vin Diesel was?
No. And I do love his flex move too. I remember when I used to work on film sets, and when things need to be moved, I always moved 2 tenths at a time, and then everyone else had 1.
Right.
So it's like the flex move. It's like the flex move of grabbing 2 cells, and then everyone else grabs 1.
Dude, Johns and Richard B. Riddick, they're not human. They're basically metahumans in this film.
Well,
that much heroin is supposed to kill you, bro.
Would you watch this movie? 2000 Diesel, 2000 Hauser. Yeah. Starring as Wolverine and Sabretooth in
Are you kidding?
X-Men Origins. And who is who?
Dude, okay. Here's the thing, though. You want Vin Diesel to be Wolverine, but he's not going to do the accent. He's not going to be saying bub,
No mutton chops.
He threw a lot of hip-hop slang in this movie, man. You know what I'm saying? He said trickeration.
Yeah, he did.
There's a lot of hip-hop slang in this movie, man. He's a good actor, but I don't think he'll be able to pull it off. But I do feel that he would make a good Wolverine if you dubbed his voice like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hercules in New York.
Whoa.
You should have ghosted. Can you imagine Wolverine? You should have ghosted me. Bird? John's the blue-eyed devil.
Now we're even.
You feel me? Trickeration.
Yeah,
you mad because he's styling on you.
He does make some decisions in this movie, but listen, you could tell how seriously these people took this movie. That's why. So David Twohy said he didn't want A-listers. He wanted people who were still hungry for main roles because they would work harder.
Yeah. Right. Nothing to lose. Yo, everybody's full on. Everybody's full on in this movie. It's so good. For Christ's sake, his eyes have a backstory. You know? It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. Absolutely. Everybody takes balls to the wall the whole movie.
I mean, okay. You know what? Vin Diesel said that those contact lenses were like a 1960 Plymouth hubcap.
It makes sense. Because it would be impossible to see through something that is literally reflecting the light back at you.
And guess what they did? They went and they added VFX to those eyes anyway. I'd be so pissed, Norbert.
Can you imagine? Because there's no way those things were comfortable or easy to see through, which is the basic premise of contact lenses. They're comfortable, you can see through them. There's no way.
And then 2 questions for you. I'm going completely off topic. But when it turns dark and they have that sweet LED system, and then it just goes completely to heck in a handbasket immediately, that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you know what's funny? For me, I don't know if you ever do this. When I watch these movies, people are like, "Oh, this is what I would do," or "This is what I would do."
But no, there's no way.
No, like it makes sense that this thing fell apart as quickly as it did. I mean, that's 100%. What would happen. But it's kind of funny when I watch them, like, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, Mark, you've never been on a death planet surrounded by a guy who tells people, and I also like that he tells people to butch up and stuff a cork in it. That's what Johns tells people to do.
He's a bad person. Bad person.
You got Johns, you got Riddick, that like Fry would kill people at a moment's notice. You just, like, people have died already. It's but yeah, watching that LED light scene, I was kind of, because they would have gotten through had they kept that, right? That was enough light.
100%, man, 100%. This movie, like we said, everybody's got an arc and people change. A lot of them change by the end of the movie. But at the beginning, these are the classic archetypes of sci-fi. The sturdy captain, the dangerous criminal, right? And the lawman, okay? And then you also have the classic effete British dude,
Yeah.
And of course he's the one that not only doesn't change, but ruins the plan, because I should have died in France. I was supposed to die in France. And these are rare and priceless artifacts.
I've never been to
even
France.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is extremely rare. Oh, yes, that tribe is totally extinct, totally extinct, yes. So, yeah, of course, the one dude who is the worst and doesn't change, he ruins the plan. This isn't happening. Where are you going, bro?
Yeah.
Where are you going? It's been established that the darkness is your enemy.
Someone would do that.
Why are you crawling away? Absolutely. Just total panic. Total panic. You've seen children ripped apart, for Christ's sake, and that's something that movies do not do often. Okay? Children are being ripped apart by these monsters, bro. And then you see things go slightly sideways, yeah. You panic completely. You know what I mean? How many movies do we see where children are murdered by monsters? You got the Blob remake where the kid is dissolved.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it. You got it, where Georgie just gets his arm torn off before he's eaten. The kid in Mimic, who's murdered by a giant mutant cockroach. The kid in Jaws.
Quiet Place is afraid to go there. It doesn't do that.
Oh, Quiet Place kept it real. Quiet Place was like, you know what? We're killing kids.
Oh yeah, it did kill a kid. Yeah,
absolutely.
The first one.
An adorable kid. And in this movie, these kids, they're a little tall, but they're not even 20. They're not.
They're
These
kids.
are children. Every single one of them is torn apart, except for the one who's dragged away screaming.
Yeah, and poor Shaza gets ripped in half.
Jesus Christ. Look, yeah. So that's why the effete British guy, yeah, he freaks out, but I get it. They skinned that one kid alive and ate his eyeballs, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's rough. And before I forget, how beautiful is that moment where he's like, "Do you see anything, Riddick? Looks clear." He's like,
Yeah.
I thought it looked clear. Like, that's good line delivery right there. I love that scene.
100% looks clear. It does. You know, he's the only one who could see. He didn't see any monsters. You said it was clear. I said it looked clear.
And his circling the canyon bit, that was kind of dumb though, right? Okay. I've never had to survive in the wilderness, but
Okay.
I guess he had to circle to think, but they had lights.
I have always taken that bit to be, okay, all of the monsters are there. And this isn't, look, dude, aliens, there were 157 colonists. So in theory, there are 157 aliens.
Whoa.
You go into that nest. If you can keep your head, you've got what, 30 millimeter explosive tip caseless bullets. You might be able to survive. This, remember, after the little ones come out, when the sun starts to go down, there's like 1 billion little ones that come out.
Yeah.
And then after the little ones come out, the giant ones come out, and there's 1 billion of them too.
It's eating each
Doesn't matter
other.
how much light. Yeah. Doesn't matter how much light you have, bro. You're not making it through that canyon.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or at least you shouldn't, because there's a lot, and these are monsters that key on sound and apparently menstruation.
Yeah,
that comes out of nowhere.
That was an interesting bit. Yeah, they know our blood.
Like, do they?
Yeah, well, maybe one of them does. They're like, yeah, they know our blood. Like, what?
Did he tell the rest? He's like, dude, check it out. One of them's menstruating. Smells good. Got a coppery taste. Let's cut it with schnapps.
Oh man, were they at first? Were those monsters? They weren't killing each other to goo out the lights, right? They were just killing each other.
No, they're starving. They've literally eaten everything that was on that planet.
Now they're eating each other.
Right. So he goes around in a circle. He says it's to think, but it's also maybe there's another way around, because they didn't really do a lot of exploring when the sun was up. But the 3 suns. Remember, blue sun equals blue water. We should all drink blue water. You ever drank blue water? I haven't drank blue water.
I had blue milk. I had blue milk from a sea sow in Star Wars.
Oh, well, yeah. I drank strawberry milk once. Sunny Delight was a drink. That's not even juice. But anyway.
Yeah, what is Sunny Delight?
Sunny Delight. Oh my God. Sunny Delight, Ecto Cooler. How are we still alive, bro? We drank these things that were not natural.
Ecto Cooler was big business for me when I was a child. I didn't have it much, but when I did, I felt like it was an occasion.
I drank Ecto Cooler to the point where I peed green daily. Okay. So this is why they made that circle. Looking for another way.
Hey, so how about this? Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more Pitch Black. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And I'm just laughing about when Riddick calls Johns Billy Badass.
Billy Badass. He's so black in this movie. It's unbelievable. I love it.
But you know what I do love? Oh, I just remember this. He was at a liquor store in a trash bin with the umbilical cord around his neck. Like, that's how bad it was.
That's right.
Oh, man. And also, too, you know what I love when it starts raining on the planet and Riddick just starts laughing?
Yes.
It's a cruel
Where's your
twist of
God
fate.
now? Yes.
You know what's interesting? He really goes after people who believe in God. It's like, yeah.
But he believes in God.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not that he doesn't believe in God. He just hates him.
Yeah, I love that line, too. He's like, no, I believe in him. I just want to fist fight him. He wants to Ryan Gosling him from Only God Forgives, and we know how that ends.
That's right. Not well.
Yeah, I love Only God Forgives. Johnny Numb and I did an episode about that movie, and that's a dark piece right there. But he goes, want to fight to like oh man, what a scene. But yeah, no, I love how he's always going out like, oh, didn't have creamer in your coffee? God must hate you. Where's your God now? Riddick's always like, your shoes untied. Where's your God now? All right, Riddick. Yeah, you hate him, man.
You dropped your phone and the screen crack. Look like God laughing at you and your mother.
And then all of a sudden Fry's like, yeah, Riddick, we're scared of you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, enough, bro. Enough. The monsters are here. Can we just move on? Yes, you are intimidating, Riddick. Can we move on? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, she says that to him. Yes, I'm scared of you. Can we just go on? But
Yeah.
you don't see many characters like this, and I know I keep saying this, but the trio of Diesel, Mitchell, and Hauser, like these are quite interesting. They added so much more, man.